What's good? You rocking with your boy TheCzarr, all rights reserved. This is to my Chicago people. This is me reaching out to give a narrative and an understanding, because a lot of you are smart. A lot of you know what's going on. Everybody hit the description. I'm going to have it in the comments pinned. Support the channel. Support everything I got going on. Thanks to those this week who supported, those last week who supported, and everybody who's going to in the future. It's all appreciated, and we're working towards a goal. You can go check it at the GoFundMe. Everybody go towards that GoFundMe and go support everything we got going on. Commenter Nation, hashtag Commenter Nation. You can search videos that way. You can go on, spread it that way. You tell people go search hashtag Commenter Nation, capital C, capital N. They'll be able to find every video I have released. Yes, that's the way it works. Now, here's what I got to say. Chicago, you need to understand you're a test ground. You've been a test ground. Let me put it this way. The test ground started back when the mafias were thriving. And that was to see the level of violence and level of, let's say, viciousness that can actually happen amongst humanity and human beings within the United States when resources weren't limited. It's not limited. It's when resources are plentiful elsewhere, but they're deprived somewhere else. So it's not that there's limited resources people are fighting over. It's that people are fighting over the fact that there's more resources elsewhere. So basically jealousy. That's what your test ground is. So here's the thing. The only way you're able to defeat this type of challenge is for you to think like a millionaire. Now, I don't know how many of you read. I don't know how many of you actually take to different situations to learn what's going on or expand your mind. But today I'm giving you a brief snippet of a reading individual that delivers some type of mental thinking into not only your surroundings, but your situations. And it doesn't matter how violent the situation, all of this applies to you. Okay? Now, why would I put a bunch of resources in one area and put less in the other? It's because I want you to think that these people are living better off than you are, even though you have resources, but they have more, because everybody wants more. So what's this more you want of? Well, what's the resource that currently runs everything that we do, not only as a government, but how we move out in any type of political field? Think of every politician at every level. What is the first thing they do when they're campaigning? Donate, donate, donate to my cause, donate. That is the new model. That is how the model has always been, honestly, not for online. Because TheCzarr and Buck Wild actually started the online format of donation. That's how a lot of people around my age have learned to do the donation model when they're building any type of platform on social media. But what's starstruck about this whole situation is that there's so many people that are interacting in the hate wars, in the hatefulness of each other, that they hate someone so bad that they want to take from them, and they think that they have so well that they feel like they can't go out and get it themselves. They got to take it from someone else. This is the most, let's say, trivial thing in the African American culture all over the United States. Not just that, there's other societies that have African Americans or people of culture that feel this way, so they interact this way. But in the United States, we happen to have the largest community that interacts in this, let's say, diverse way that is taking the culture down. So what is the answer? What is the decision to make? It's very simple, actually, if you think about it. The top thing that needs to happen is you guys need to start to learn business. You need to start to understand that there's so much money you're missing in a civilized way because the savagery that's going on around you. And if you don't understand that, know that I can reach out. If you reach out to me, and in there you'll see my Twitter in the description below. You'll see what I'm doing. You'll see what's going on. And you'll be able to do the same things that I do. You'll be able to not only see it, but understand exactly how it's done. And I'll explain it to you. And it's not hard. It's just simply about you making a decision to do it. That's the issue. A lot of people don't make the decisions to better themselves, and they rather do it the easy way, when if you better yourself, it'll always be easy. That's what creates dummies. You know what I mean? It makes you dumb because you don't reach to do things different. You just fall in line with how everyone else is doing it when there's a much easier way. And it's not that you're dummies, you're doing it the dumb way. Put it that way. You can be in the same field as these major politicians in Chicago, these big time bigwigs doing it in Chicago, making the same money if you made that one decision to chase in a business manner. And that's why I'm here. So if you're in Chicago, reach out, especially. I'll show you exactly how you can do it. And it's a simple way, because the way I'll show you, when you do it once, it'll last forever. Everything you accomplish once will last you forever. Forever. Even when you leave this earth, your family will still reap from the benefits of what you do. That is all fact. Okay? That is why I reach out to different people and I look to establish business. And I'm talking to the Midwest section right now, but all down the East Coast, I can show you how to do it without a problem. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's too easy to get money out here for people to be making the decisions they're making. You are a test ground. They are seeing the level of savagery you're willing to go to have a resource when if you learn, you can have it in another way, but they want to see who's going to learn, who's not going to learn. Still, me saying this, a bunch of people aren't going to learn. But the reason I'm doing this is to reach out to the ones who may be looking or who are open-minded to learn. You want to change your life, you want to do things different. I know how you can. That's why I'm putting this video out. I understand it. I went through many different parts and understandings of this myself to get exactly how it's done. And that's the problem with a lot of people. They don't open their minds to do these type of things. They just rather do it some easy or off-brand way that doesn't allow a solution for the long run. And that's not the type of person I am, having learned the ways I have. So that's part of why I really do push this understanding. Now, this isn't a narrative. This is a fact. And it's all about a choice you make after me telling you this fact. There are many factors around the way. Listen, every millionaire, here's the difference between you and every millionaire. The one way you're getting your money, they have about 7 or 8 other ways, okay? So when one is lacking, the other one's winning. When that one's lacking, they're already on another one while they're fixing the first. You see, it's all a term of thinking. And that's the only difference racially between a lot of other people, because you got to understand, the Caucasian people have had a culture that has cultivated this into their minds, especially if they had a wealthy upbringing. Now, that's not everyone, but that's in general, versus African Americans, Hispanics, Asians. There's many different ways they teach their people, but they always teach them to cultivate multiple streams of income. And that is where I come into play, where I can show you how that's done. Now, that's why I'm telling you, there is no racial divide. It is situational. It is mental. The war is in your mind. Your mind's caged in because you don't reach to do different things. The test to everyone in Chicago is who's going to make the decision to do it. You don't need a big break. You don't need a multi-million-dollar company that throws money at you to invest. You can make it for yourself and make it last forever. Right now, more than ever in your history, is the time where you can divide yourself away from poor to rich, broke to wealthy. And yes, a lot of people make those type of sacrifices every day. But for the moment, what I'm telling you is not a momentary sacrifice. It is a momentum. Get the difference. A momentary sacrifice and a momentum. It's a building factor. When you're building on yourself, it is a daily build. It is a daily learning system. That is the difference. And it has nothing to do with going to college. It has nothing to do with going for being able to pay for a huge education, even though I will admit I got my education. I got my associates, then I got my bachelor's. I did that. Then I got certifications. I did that. But that's not what I'm talking about. You don't need any of that to do the different things I'll be able to show you. It's all about you making a definitive choice to build on yourself and step away from your current mental thinking. Chicago, you are a test ground. You are a test to see who's going to separate themselves from the savagery, the wildness, the momentary of money. So right now, if you have that lifestyle, you can make one choice tomorrow to not only step away from that lifestyle, but have the finances to fund your growth as you build to a new one. And it's not a joke. It's not a game. I've already spoken with some people behind the scenes, and they understand what I'm talking about. That is why I tell you, you're a test ground. So you can either roll with the punches and do what everyone else is doing, risking your life for honestly crumbs in a large factor. Because if you're trying to make $1 million, how long are you going to have to be out there slinging and doing the different things you do? And most people never even make it to $100,000. That's just being real. Or you can make a decision where you build it and it keeps coming in to help your family survive even when you're gone. We never know how long life's going to be. Life is always at a standstill on different times in life. But what I'm saying is you can make things meaningful. There's a difference between being a legend and creating a legacy. That's the problem that people don't get. You could be a legend and you'll be talked about. But when you create a legacy, you'll be remembered. You get what I'm saying? There's a lot of legends. There's a lot of legends everywhere. But when you create a legacy, you're always remembered. You'll be remembered as the building block that changed everything to do with your generation, everything to do with your family, everything to do with relations. And that's the difference on how people build themselves, by making a wise decision, and then they build themselves for the moment, for that situation, pending the future of bad occurrence. And that's the difference I'm trying to make in your lives. So if you're in Chicago, in the Midwest, if you're down there, Texas, it doesn't matter. If you're all up the East Coast, hit my inbox. You know what it is, @OFJASPERRA, and I'll reach out to you and we'll conversate about it. I'll help you make a decision to make that life-changing momentum that you need to become a legacy, not just a legend. Legends are talked about, but legacies are remembered forever. Keep that in mind. That's the difference between the fakes and the people that aren't fake. Really, it really is. It really is. Your grandchildren remembering everything you did. Their grandchildren remembering everything you did. Versus that momentary audience that you pull in. You rocking with your boy TheCzarr, all rights reserved. Yeah.